Sure, here's the rephrased version of that phrase: the intriguing evolution of stingrays. If you've ever seen a stingray, the first thing you might notice is its flat, nearly pancake-like body. This body shape is no coincidence. It's the result of millions of years of evolution. Stingrays evolved from a common ancestor that resembled sharks. Over time, their body structure has adapted, enabling them to move through the water in a way that no other marine creature quite does. Stingrays' flat bodies enable them to glide smoothly through the water, producing both thrust and lift as they move their pectoral fins. These fins, originally used by their shark ancestors for stabilization, have evolved to become the main method of movement for stingrays. This adaptation has allowed them to develop a far more energy-efficient way of swimming. The importance of hiding in defense. Here's the rephrased version, keeping the same wording. Picture a stingray as a type of sea pancake, smoothly gliding over the ocean floor, moving in such a way that it appears almost weightless. This is the outcome of millions of years of adaptations and refinements to their pectoral fins. Example: imagine it this way. You're playing a game of hide and seek. You manage to hide under the couch, but your legs are sticking out, meaning there's always a chance you'll be spotted. However, stingrays have mastered this technique over hundreds of millions of years, expertly manipulating the water and sand to create a flawless disguise. When threatened, stingrays depend on their venomous stinger as their main defense mechanism. Positioned at the base of their tails, the stinger is lined with venom-producing cells. In response to a threat, they can swiftly lift their tails and strike, injecting venom into any predator that ventures too close. Lesson: this highlights the principle of utilizing the resources available to your advantage. The stingray may not possess the size or speed of other ocean creatures, but its unique evolutionary traits enable it to thrive nonetheless. Venomous stinger of stingrays. The venomous stinger of a stingray stands as one of nature's most remarkable weapons. Unlike a mere needle or fang, the stingray's stinger resembles a shiv drenched in venom. When a predator tries to attack or step on a stingray, the ray can swiftly strike, utilizing its tail to deliver a venomous blow capable of incapacitating its attacker. Example: picture yourself stepping on a nail, not just any nail, but one coated in venom. The stingray's tail functions like this perilous nail, instantly injecting a painful and potentially lethal dose of venom. However, the venom is not the stingray's only line of defense. The stinger's serrated edges further tear into the predator's skin, making its escape significantly more difficult after being struck. The distinctive feeding techniques of stingrays. Sure, here's the rewritten sentence without changing its meaning. Example: picture a stingray carrying out an underwater version of an excavation project. It creates suction with its mouth, pulling in sand and water, which then exit through its gills. In doing so, it reveals hidden treasures, worms, and crustaceans. Example: picture a stingray carrying out an underwater version of an excavation project. It creates suction with its mouth, pulling in sand and water, which then exit through its gills. In doing so, it reveals hidden treasures, worms, and crustaceans. In certain species, such as freshwater stingrays, their feeding habits evolve even further. These rays have developed jaws capable of chewing their food, unlike their oceanic counterparts that depend on suction or spitting. This adaptation enables them to consume larger, more robust prey, such as insects. Innovative characteristics among other ray species. Other species of rays have evolved distinctive adaptations. For example, wedgefish have pebble-shaped teeth perfectly suited for crushing hard-shelled prey, such as clams and snails. There are even reports of these wedgefish using their teeth to capture and consume stingrays, an example of nature's adaptability and the survival of the fittest. On the other hand, electric rays have developed specialized organs that enable them to generate electricity. These organs function like batteries, allowing the ray to discharge electric shocks at prey. This hunting technique is highly effective, particularly for smaller fish that may be paralyzed by the electric charge. Lesson: These adaptations demonstrate how evolution results in highly specialized traits that allow animals to thrive in competitive environments. Nature's diversity stands as evidence of how different species evolve to meet their unique needs. Manta rays and filter feeding. Manta rays are the true filter feeders of the sea. With their large, modified pectoral fins, they filter plankton from the water as they swim. Their wide mouths stay open while swimming, directing plankton and small fish into their gills. This feeding method demands a significant amount of energy, which is why manta rays must keep swimming constantly. Example: imagine a manta ray as a giant filter, straining the water for tiny particles of food. These particles are so small that a single mouthful might contain millions of plankton. Manta rays are also capable of a behavior called cyclone feeding, in which they swim in circular motions to generate a current that draws food toward the center. This cooperative feeding strategy enables multiple rays to share the same food source. Mating and reproduction. Mating season for stingrays and manta rays can get quite competitive. Males often compete for the attention of females, and the process can involve a bit of rough and tumble behavior, with males biting and holding onto the females during mating. Once the deed is done, female rays carry the embryos for several months, and some species can even keep their young for up to a year before giving birth. Conclusion: takeaways from stingrays. The stingray serves as a fascinating example of how nature evolves creatures with highly specialized traits to survive in their environments. From the venomous stinger of the stingray to the filter-feeding behaviors of the manta ray, every adaptation is a reaction to the challenges encountered in the wild. The main takeaway is that adaptability and resourcefulness are essential for survival. Whether it's utilizing venom to defend against predators, evolving jaws to chew food, or collaborating to feed, stingrays and rays, in general, demonstrate the significance of evolution and cooperation. To conclude, the stingray's journey through time is not only one of survival, but also of ongoing innovation. Through these evolutionary adaptations, rays continue to prosper in a world where change remains the only constant.